We've all heard of Is It Cake before, the show where you cut into a cake and then you find out if it's actually a cake or, say, a shoe. Well, in today's episode of the show, we're gonna cut into the cake and find out if it's a real cake or a conversation starter about how you've been cheating on me. So this is my account called Bake My Day Mimo. She makes like baking videos and stuff like that. As you can see, she's currently wrapping some lipstick in plastic.
So you saw that Dior lipstick? I had a customer reach out and she told me it was her husband's birthday and that he loves football if I can make him a football cake.
Okay, a football cake. That makes a lot of sense. If you like the game of American football, you might want to have a football cake for your birthday. She's done them many times before. She's made many football cakes. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
And I asked if there's a specific football team that he likes that she wants me to put the logos on, and she said no, just a plain football cake.
Just a plain football cake. Nothing to worry about. Just a plain normal football cake.
So she said, I want to drop off this lipstick for you to put in the cake. And I'm like, okay. I thought to myself, it was a little weird.
I thought to myself, she probably wants to give it as a gift. This is probably for someone who's a big fan of lipsticks in American football. So I want to make it so they bite into the American football and then the lipstick is already on their lips because it's in the cake.
But she proceeded to tell me that she found this lipstick in his car and that it did not belong to her. She doesn't buy bougie lipstick like that. So she said, I think he's cheating on me.
Oh my god. The lipstick belongs to the other woman. This is a prank. Maybe prank is not the right word to use for what's going on here. By the way, I gotta say, it is incredibly satisfying to see her carve into that cake. That is unrelated to the cheating scandal, but I had to say it.
So she didn't want to bring it up and she thought this would be the best way. That way when they're singing happy birthday and he cuts into the cake, there is the lipstick in the way.
That is brutal. Obviously, you do you. Being cheated on is horrible. But I love how extravagant that is. I love how it's prefaced with, oh, she didn't know how to bring it up, so she thought this would be the best way to do it. This is the most wild way to do it. Everyone's standing around him singing happy birthday, he cuts into the cake, and they're like, oh my god, he's a cheater. Actually, would that be the first thing people think, or would they be like, what? Did someone drop lipstick while making this cake?
I was like, wow, I've never done something like this before. And I kind of wanted to see the reaction video, but I think that would have been rude to ask. Not gonna lie, I am super curious.
You know, the whole cakes that look like real things situation has gone amok. Look at this. This looks like a football. What if someone goes and tries to kick it and accidentally gets lipstick all over their shoe and cake as well? So similarly to this person, after seeing this, I also was interested in what happened afterwards. It's a bit of a wild thing to do, if I may say so myself. I really want to know how it went. I'm so curious. Do you guys think it would be rude if I reached out and asked her? I feel like it would be so insensitive. It would be insensitive, but also sometimes you just gotta ask. Asking for a reaction video is a bit unhinged. I don't think, like, that would be another layer of being a savage. You're not only doing the whole cake thing, you're filming the whole thing for them to be embarrassed by. That is one hell of a move. Man, she's done for if the lipstick is his mom's sister's or something like that. That's true, I didn't even think of that. I'm so movie brained that I was like, yeah, lipstick in the car, that probably means like cheating, right? That's what happens in the movies. When in reality, it's not just the person that you cheat with that can have lipstick. Lesson of the day, I guess. And after that, we got update number 2.
Hello, loves. Since you guys are all waiting for an update and I don't really have a cake video to use for you at the moment, I'm just going to use the same video, but put it in reverse, Terry.
Big fan of that. I love reverse videos. It's going to look like she's taking the cake apart bit by bit and then like eating it, I presume. That's how I imagine it. I imagine everyone eating the little bits of the cake that they take off when they do those reverse videos.
So unfortunately, this does not have a good or happy ending. I didn't think it would either way. I did send her a message asking her how things went and if she doesn't mind telling me. I told her I understand if it's personal and you don't want to say anything, so no pressure.
Like it, you know, that's kind of cool. It looks like she's going with the thing and then she's taking apart the little dent that she made. I know I should be focusing on the story, but I'm just mesmerized by the video.
So she told me it was just a private celebration between him and her. Many of you were concerned that she was doing this to publicly humiliate him.
I think that's fair. It's not as brutal as I imagined it to be. But it's still wildly entertaining. It's a conversation starter mainly. It's one of those moments in life where you can you know, you can get to have a moment. You have multiple paths ahead of you. You know, you can choose to just have a discussion about it, like whose lipstick is this, whatever. Or you can choose to be doing it in a much more interesting way. And that leads to you having a much more interesting life in general.
In case she was wrong, so she did do this privately.
She didn't even fully realize if the lipstick was for cheating. She went all guns blazing with this one, you know, with the cake plan.
So she sent me a voice note basically saying he cut into the cake and it was weird because there was something blocking the way. And when they finally got it out, he kind of gave a weird look like, what is this?
She sent me a voice message and was like, oh my God, no, what have I done? And then I heard in the background,
Honey, did you put a plastic bag with some lipstick in this cake? I'm choking, honey.
oh my God, I don't know what to do. Have I killed him? Have I killed a person?
So she told me that she told him, I found this in your car. And he was like, and who's it for? What is it? And she was saying how it's not hers. And he kept denying that it's not anybody's. I don't know who's it for. And so she asked to look at his phone and he wouldn't let her.
Damn.
They argued back and forth for a little bit until he finally admitted that he was seeing someone from work.
Well. Probably not his sister then. Hopefully. If this was like a relative or like a friend, that it could have gone way worse at the end of it. Doing this whole plan based off of a lipstick, it's a high risk plan that you're going for. Most of the comments here are just happy that the algorithm gave them the update. I got the original video on fucking YouTube Shorts. Dog is barking. If she sees this, you deserve better. Love yourself so fiercely, your future partner will play heck to love you more. What? Play heck? What does that mean? I'm not fully sure what that means. But I agree. If you're seeing this video as well, I hope things will look up for you. I hope life will be nice and in the future. We do also have an update number 3 about the situation. There's a note here saying she doesn't want family to know yet, so please be respectful. I love the fact that she's a big participant in this. She's keeping the updates alive. It's a new age that we live in. It's a new age of information.
So the customer reached out to me once more and she had read through all of your comments and she called me up and she told me that she knows this might seem silly, but this isn't an easy choice to make and she kind of wants to see your opinions on the matter. So he was claiming that him and his coworker did not have any physical contact whatsoever.
So at this point, I love that this is the transition that we've had. From the first one, the woman that was cheated on, seemingly, at least from what I can tell, she didn't know that this story was shared to the public. In the second update, she was informed of the fact that people know about this and asked if she wants to give an update. So she became a willing participant. And at this point, update number 3, she's asking us, the viewers, what we think. Which, if you're asking me what I think about that, I think you should avoid that. I'm sure a lot of comments will be fine and give you good advice, but TikTok is not a great place if you're looking for sound life advice. A lot of the people there are just, scrolling by, looking at your situation. They don't know your day-to-day life. If this whole situation is very much real, you should ask someone in your life. Someone who knows you and your circumstances about, for advice.
Him and his coworker did not have any physical contact whatsoever. And he was very insistent about it. And she just didn't believe it. And she kept telling him, I don't believe you. And he kept telling her, you caught me. Why would I lie about this? So he claims that he just kind of drove around for hours having conversations with his coworker. And that was pretty much all they did.
But again, this is a perfect continuation of what I said earlier. I am here in a separate room to you, living a separate life. It would be very hard for me to attest to the nature of this conversation of these two people. The two of them aren't even you. I don't know your husband. To think that the lipstick is instantly cheating, you might have had certain situations that made you be a bit suspicious in advance or not. I don't know. So I can speculate about what these hours of talks mean, but I ultimately wouldn't really know what the I'm talking about.
She told him that she doesn't even know what's worse, the physical connection or the emotional connection. So she was like, you still basically cheated because whether or not you were physically involved with this woman, you still connected emotionally. Basically saying why couldn't he come home and just confide in her and everything? I mean, I don't know. I feel like emotional is kind of bad as physical. So what do you guys think?
I don't know. Depends on you, your relationship, your boundaries, whatever. For me personally, even when I'm in a relationship, I have male and female friends that I like to confide about stuff. But I think that everything is ultimately a case-by-case kind of thing. It's not really black and white. You know your relationship best. Nonetheless, let's see the advice that people are giving her. For me, my husband doesn't talk much, so if I found out he spent hours talking to someone else, I would be so hurt. Well, that's, again, the case-by-case thing. You know your husband. You know what's different for him. Honestly, I feel like emotional is so much worse. For some people, physical isn't meaningful, but emotionally connecting is. This person is telling her to leave him. This person says he denied the affair, admitted it. Now he says it was only talking. Trust has been broken and he does nothing to treasure her. Like, let her see this. From the way the story has been told to us, there are some inconsistencies there. What do you guys think? Do you think we should make more assumptions about random people's relationships? Or less? Like and subscribe, and I'll do the one that you prefer.